Hello everyone, hope you are well. I wanted to continue on my Legend series, and today I wanted to give someone who was an amazing all rounder, bowling all rounder to be precise, and someone who has the world record of bowling the most number of maidens in one day international cricket, which is 313, and someone who formed one of the greatest and most contrasting bowling opening bowling partnership with Allan Donald, and he was also the former captain of South Africa. I'm talking about Shaun Pollock, who obviously came from a great cricketing family, Graeme Pollock being his uncle, and Peter Pollock being his father as well. He was born 16 July 1973 in Port Elizabeth, the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. And Shaun Pollock was one of the greatest all-rounders of his generation. And he was supremely gifted as a batsman as well, even though he was a bowling all-round. And I definitely always think that he really underachieved as a batsman because he had immense talent as a batsman. And every time he batted with a lot of flair and a lot of ease and class. He only scored two test hundreds, which is a huge underachievement from his part because he had so much batting talent. And he was he was the Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 2003 as well. And his statistics, he played 108 test matches for South Africa and he scored 3,781 runs with a very healthy average of 32.31, and he scored 216 half centuries. And he also took 421 test wickets for South Africa with 16 5-wicket hauls and one 10-wicket haul. His best bowling performance was 7 for 87, which came against Australia at Adelaide in 1998. And in one-day internationals, he played 303 matches and he scored more than 3,500 runs. And he scored one century batting for the World 11, 130 runs by playing as a specialist batsman. He also took 393 wickets. His 421 wickets for South Africa was a test record until it was broken by Dale Steyn. And when Shaun Pollock retired, he was one of only 6 players in the history of cricket to have scored 3,000 test runs and also take 300 test wickets. And like I said, he has a record for bowling the most maidens in one-day internationals, which is 313, and that is no surprise because he was absolutely excellent with his line and length and he never gave anything away as a bowler. He wasn't extreme pace, as everyone knows. When he started off in 96, he was pretty fast, but he had an injury and there was a bit of a change to his bowling action, and then he was operating around 130 km per hour. Even Glenn McGrath was in the fastest of bowlers who had an excellent record. But Shaun Pollock was amazing. He had so much skills with the ball. He could move the ball either way off the pitch and swing it as well. And even though he wasn't fast, when he bowled bouncers, he had a lethal bouncer at times on pitches that were conducive to fast bowling. And he's also had another record. I mean, he is the only player to score a test centuries, or he has the most centuries batting at number 9 position or below in test cricket, which is 2. The 2 test hundreds that he has scored, no one has ever scored 2 centuries batting at number 9 or below. That is another record in his name. And it was famous in 1996, his first appearance for Warwickshire Club in England in a limited overs game against Leicestershire in a one-day match. He took 4 wickets in 4 balls, and that was a big announcement for Shaun Pollock as a youngster. And I remember as a youngster watching it in the news, it was a big news, 4 wickets in 4 balls. And he did play many seasons with Warwickshire, and he has 667 wickets in first class cricket as well. And I have to admit, I have to say it again, I mean his batting, he batted better than a lot of top order batsmen in the world. I always used to think when he used to bat, I mean obviously he was a tall 6'1", he had a tall frame, but he had so much elegance, the way he used to drive the ball and he cut the ball, pull the ball. He was just excellent as a batsman. It's one of my saddest things personally as a cricket fan that Shaun Pollock didn't score more test centuries. I think he should have scored at least 10 to 15 test centuries with the talent that he had. He batted with so much ease and flair. Obviously, he is the nephew of Graeme Pollock, so it is kind of expected. And he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, just like VVS Lakshman, one of the nicest guys to have played this game, and everyone loved Shaun Pollock. And obviously, the commentators and the older players always had a bit of a soft spot for Shaun Pollock, knowing that he was Graeme Pollock's nephew and Peter Pollock's son. And he was not just a classy batsman and bowler; he was just a classy person as well, an amazing person that played cricket. And some of the best bowling figures that I'll never forget. Once in that 1990, sorry, in 2000, that triangular series against England in the finals, South Africa only got 149 runs. And when they bowled, it was a pitch, it was at Wanderers, and it was helping the fast bowlers. And Shaun Pollock was unplayable that day. He took 5 wickets for just 20 runs, and the South Africa bowled out England for just 111 runs and won that final. So I had mentioned this match in Hansakronia's video. And another match-winning performance or a series-winning performance that I'll never forget was in 1997 in the Test series against Pakistan in Pakistan that had Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis, Saqlain Mushtaq Ahmed, great Pakistani team. The first two Test matches was drawn, and the third match was at Faisalabad on a pitch that was very difficult to bat. Gary Kirsten had got 100 in the first innings, and in the final innings, the fourth innings, Pakistan only needed 146 runs to win the Test match and the series, and South Africa bowled them out for just 92 runs, and Shaun Pollock took 5 wickets for just 37 runs. Again, it's very similar to that match against England in the finals, 149 target and here 146 target, which shows that Shaun Pollock was just deadly when it came to small targets, and he never gave away runs, and he was so difficult to hit, and he was just excellent with his line and length, as people will remember. And his best performance, that 7 for 87 in against Australia in Adelaide, he was the man of the match of that Test match, but it was a drawn match, and Australia did win that Test series. But he was excellent in the first innings on a day that was extremely hot, like late 40 degrees. He took 7 for 87. And 99 World Cup, everyone knows that great semi-final between Australia and South Africa that ended in a tie at Edgbaston. Shaun Pollock had taken 5 wickets when South Africa bowled first. And everyone remembers Lance Klusener for his innings and the tie, but a lot of people don't remember that when Shane Warne was really hammering South Africa and were on top of South Africa, Shaun Pollock is the one who stepped out and hit a 6-over long on of Shane Warne, and also a 4. He hit a 4 as well, and he's the one who took the attack to Shane Warne a bit, and that kind of gave the momentum to South Africa, which Klusener continued, but unfortunately South Africa couldn't get over the line, and it was a tie, as everyone knows. But that was a very handy contribution from Shaun Pollock that day, 5 wickets, and he scored 20 runs of just 14 balls, including that 6 that he stepped out to Shane Warne and hit him over long on. I mean, Shaun Pollock was excellent against pace and against spin. He used to use his feet extremely well. So Shaun Pollock was just an amazing batsman. Like I said, even though everyone knows his bowling, he was an amazing bowler, and he was top of the ODI rankings many times, and he was such a difficult person to get away, especially in one-day cricket. And in Test matches as well, I mean, with Donald, he made the perfect combination, because Donald was extremely fast, furious and aggressive, excellent bounce, and Shaun Pollock had this nagging line and length just around outside off stump, around off stump, and he would just give you nothing away, and he would move the ball extremely well, and he would get you nicked to the keeper or the slip. He was just excellent. And one thing, when Shaun Pollock retired, what he said is such a great example for youngsters. When he retired, he said that I realized that I have been blessed by God, and I have nurtured my talents to the best of my abilities in my knowledge. And that is a great example for young cricketers. I mean, everyone who has a talent in cricket or any sport or in any field, God has given you talent, and it is your responsibility to nurture your talents and to make the best out of it. So it's like when God gives you with a special talent, you have an extra responsibility towards God and to your conscience to nurture your talents and to bring out the best. And Sean Pollock, that's what he said after his retirement, which is a great example to youngsters. Anyway, that is my video for Shaun Pollock. And South Africa was so blessed in the late 90s to have all-rounders like Shaun Pollock, Lance Klusener, Jack Ellis, even Nicky Boye, who used to bowl, spin and bat extremely well. Pat Simcox, who was a spinner and used to bowl well. That's why in the late 90s, mid-90s, South Africa were unbeatable in one-day cricket, even though they didn't win a World Cup. And Shaun Pollock was just one of the best all-rounders in that time. Like I'm saying again, he really underperformed with his bat. He should have scored around 10 hundreds with an amazing talent he had for batting. But he was just an amazing bowler with amazing skills who could move the ball either way and he was impeccable with his line and length. And he was also an amazing gentleman, one of the best people who have played cricket. It's my pleasure to give you Shaun Pollock, and thank you to Shaun Pollock for all the amazing memories, for being such a wonderful ambassador of cricket, and for keeping up that reputation of your family of great cricketing talent. Thank you, everyone. Take care. God bless you.